I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went and did away. I'd f***ing okay, I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk, I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways, I've been stuck in for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah. Rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat for the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family, from a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my camera when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage, it's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. I'm a slave for you. Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a god mess. Hopeless, more tests, more blessed. Dug deep down, trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my camera when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage, it's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went and did away. I'd f***ing okay, I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk, I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways, I've been stuck in for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah. Rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat for the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family, from a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my camera when I do nothing to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, stand on it, killing me, running my brain full of shame, I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame, I'ma never slow down, I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage, it's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you. Slave for you. Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest. Till it's diamonds wrapping my neck. Progress to a god from a god. Mess, hopeless, more tests. More blessed. Dug deep down, trying to find my best. Find a beast, had to kill a conquest. I'm next. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts. Like jumping off of that rooftop. Oh my devil, when I do not to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, stand on it, killing me, running my brain full of shame, I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. My team really not tame, I'ma never slow down, I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage, it's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here at 63 Sports, and a pleasure it is to have you live at a charge for little Goat Racing Diecast Cup Series action presented by Sim 500 eSports Racing League. You can check them out at sim500.com. I encourage you to do so because this is a pretty bang-up league, and we enjoy it. Thank you for the follow out there on Twitch. Much love to you. Appreciate you. This one's going to be entertaining because this is my favorite track. It is going to be the one of the best tracks you're going to be able to see, I think. And we encourage everybody to get out there and have some entertainment value and just try to hang on to their seats because Kansas is on tap for today. Sim 500 and the Goat Racing Diecast Cup Series give you, I think we're at week 10 now, so I do apologize about that. Mr. Van Ness, thank you for the like. Appreciate you. We're at week 10. And apologies about that. I thought I had all that fixed. I did have a reset that I had to do. But we're going to go. Kansas Speedway tonight, 1.53 miles in length. We're going to run 100 laps with no stages, 2 sets of tires, no fast repair, 2 green-white checkered attempts. But the biggest thing about this is these guys have been running clean, and they've been running super smooth, just like this racetrack. So that's kind of how it goes. Sim500.com if you want to be a part of them. I encourage you to do so. It's a great league. It's and these Thursday night races have been good. Last week they had a little bit smaller field, so we didn't call last week's race. But this week we're going to be back in the saddle and have some fun with it. That's for darn sure. Kansas is local track to us here in Missouri, that and Worldwide Technology Park. But Kansas is what the NASCAR circuit is running this weekend, and so it's befitting to have the to have this one come out and be the racetrack they're going to be doing today. Go to GoatRacingDiecast.com if you need a diecast. That's one of the biggest things that I could ever say out there is that diecasts are ever important, and especially when you follow your favorite drivers, you could follow up what the segments are going to be when it comes to new and old releases. And Charles over at Goat Racing Diecast has pretty much one of the largest selections I've ever seen, next to going directly to Lionel, or the manufacturer. And I mean, it's a big selection of diecasts. So go check them out and get yourself hooked up today. I encourage you to do so. They're going to go out and warm up for just a few seconds. It shouldn't take very long, and we're going to go over the starting grid for tonight's race. Again, 100 laps for this race. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It'll be entertaining, of course. And thank you to everybody for being out there watching. We're live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. I would be live on TikTok, but TikTok is just not been that way yet. So, and getting close to it. So we've got, it's really cool to be live on Twitter. It's really cool to be live out there on kind of everywhere. So it's just awesome. It's awesome just to be live again. All right, starting grid for tonight's race here at Kansas. It's going to be Nathan Little as your pole sitter. Cal and Tony's going to be your outside pole sitter. Wesley Donaldson going to have John Fowler to his outside. Jorgensen, Glenn Campbell going to make it row number 3. Gatton is going to have Nelson Rivera there, row number 4. Doug Sigmund, Maximus Molina, row number 5. Rick Kennedy Jr. is going to have Nick Jobs to his outside in row number 6. Row 7 is going to be Barry Stevens and Joe Hudson, and Derek Hyatt's going to be out there in that final row. 15 drivers tonight's race. Enough for me to call this one. And Kansas, I can't get away from Kansas. It could be 5 drivers out here in Kansas. Still a great racetrack. It is very, 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 very much a racetrack of attrition. And it's what I've watched this week when it comes to what Kansas has been doing. Kansas has been showing up as a track that a lot of drivers have been seeing has a lot of weight on both sides. The track, the tires take about 15 laps, 10 to 15 laps from what I'm seeing from the official races, 10 to 15 laps to kind of really get the good wear in it. So if you see a caution early, those things can have some issues. Ethan Little driving the Krispy Kreme donut machine out there. It's going to be the Ford first, not the first Ford I've seen get a pole out here, but definitely good marks of the trade here. Wanted to take a look at the series standings here for Wesley Donaldson has 2 wins on the series. Nelson Rivera with 3 wins on the series. They're separated by 3 points. Getting into this is week 11. Sorry, not week 10 was last week, so this is week 11. So let me correct that on my part here. When it comes to the schedule, I forgot there was a week out there we didn't have. But for 100 laps, it's going to be a fast race, fast pace. We're green. GoatRacingDiecast.com. Budgie, let's go, she says. Little to the high side already. Wesley Donaldson to the bottom side. Down in, low, high in, low out. That's how I would run Kansas, and that's what we're seeing here. Oh, a little free. He'll be fine. Hold on to it. There's 14 to the outside of the 42. That's going to be John Fowler. Fowler was right there. That was right in front of the 14's nose. Definitely do not want to see that happen. Ethan Little out front. 97, 91, 84. It's going to be your top 3. Ellen Tony back 1's going to run the high side. This is a high line running track. One thing I do see is high to low. Tire saving can happen, but depends on where you're going to be going. Hello, my dear. I hope you're having a good night. Thank you very much. That's going to be okay. Oh, yeah, there you go. Hand pink waving. Hello. What does that look like on... Oh, that's what it looks like. It's pink hands waving. Very cool. Yeah. All right, Little rolling. Hello, Budgie Bird. Thank you to the chat out there. Calvin Tony's going to be in second. Here comes Jorgensen to the inside. Mark Jorgensen Jr. Here's a 91 in tow. 88 up 2 spots here. Joe's going to be up a couple of here as well. There's the 89 to the inside. Maximus Molina, still one of the best names in all of iRacing. That little FedEx Toyota. John Fowler to the outside. We're going to see who's going to be able to move forward. Fowler dropping off a few spots here. 42 was free early. Jorgensen 31.55. We'll see the pit strategy somewhere. You can run a lot of laps around Kansas. You really can. So there won't be as much in the weight of this that you think. So Jorgensen behind the 84, 31.55, fastest lap of the race. Nathan Little, 3/10 of a second lead over Calantoni, who's back to second. Jorgensen up 2, Donaldson off 1. Donaldson to the outside. Whoa! Caution. I heard it. It's John Fowler here in 14. Oh! Joey Gatna. Oh, it was a 66. It's Derek Hyatt right here. See what happened here. 66 was there on the high side. 45 checked up. Oh, 45 got loose. And a race, end of the race for a couple of drivers there. 42 is going to be coming around. Now 42, significant right front damage here. Gatna jumps to pit road, which is unfortunate for Joey. And oh man, those are early. Cautions are hard. They really are. Just to saying hi to Budgie on Twitch. Much love. That was one of the things that I was seeing about this this track here is that there can be big issues early on, but you don't want to see those issues. That's for darn sure. More cautions you have, the worse off it can be. Derek Hyatt be coming around. Some significant damage on the nose of that car. Some significant right front damage for John Fowler. Kennedy here. Jorgensen's going to be coming to pit road. I think maybe a touch of fuel. We'll see. 6 laps into this one. Nathan Little, still your race leader. Calantoni's going to be in second. Calantoni in second. Anthony, I keep messing your name up one way or the other. I do apologize about that. Donaldson's going to be in third. Glenn Campbell up 2. Nelson Rivera's going to be up 3. Now drivers working on a Joe Hudson. Go to pit road. Some people might be picking some tires, getting the car worked on. Yeah, Doug Sigmund's coming off pit road. There's the 04. You like Doug? Yeah, come on. Jorgensen coming off pit road as well. A little extra fuel. Only 6 laps into this one. Well, sets of tires. You know, not necessarily would think you would want to be looking at a couple of sets of tires here, but yeah. So one of the things I do have going on as well is I don't have the chat showing up on every channel anymore because it was negating some of the stream, so I need to make that change so you guys can see each other. Bam. There it is, the relay mode. That's what it was called. Boom. There you go. Now you guys should be able to see each other's chats on Twitch and YouTube and all that stuff. So thank you very much. All right. Yeah. Nathan Little to be 97. Ford, little Krispy Kreme action. Who likes donuts? These guys like donuts. Wesley Donaldson of the WD Diecast. Chevy Camaro is going to have that. It's going to be 2 Fords and 3 Chevys inside the top 5. First Toyota is going to be Maximus Molina in the number 6 car. We got 3 Toyotas in the field, 3 Fords in the field. One of them is sitting on pit road. The rest are all Chevys. Chevrolet being the big one. All right. I don't think we've ever seen a caution inside the first first 10 laps. Insane. Very much insane. All good, though. All good. All right, they're ready. I'm ready. Let's go do it. Get some green flag runs in here. They gone. Gonna restart for the 97. Little under fire from the 84 of Calantoni. Oh, free for the 97. But I mean, it takes some laps to get these cars really warmed up, and older tires will make that one hurt. Anthony Calantoni is going to be up front. Nathan Little is going to be back to second here. 44 is going to be side by side. Glenn Campbell down on the bottom. Maximus Molina back to fifth here, up to fifth here, not back to fifth, but up to fifth. There's Barry Stevens here to the high side as well. Got the 80 on the car, 12 on the paint scheme. We'll refresh the paints just to be sure that everything's good to go there. There it is. I do believe Barry Stevens is going to be fine. 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., 6,000 I-rated driver up there figuring it out. Now have seconds separating now with the 84 and 97. Nathan Little under fire from Wesley Donaldson. Calantoni's going to be up front. Calantoni's just got measly 33.51 I rating. That's nothing. That's more than I've got. But 1,000 more than I got. Nathan Little carrying the corner. A lot of talent in this field. Nelson Rivera back here in the 22. He's to finish ahead of Wesley Donaldson. But Little just ran the fastest lap of the race. He ran it on the high side, 31.40. You know, setting these cars to run up what I call the Larson line here is exactly what iRacing has ran in store. You can affect the driver in front of you pretty profusely. If you watch the 91 get closer to the 97, he's going to draw the 97 back, and the 97 is going to have to break the line here on the corner to try to put some time in between he and the 91. A little wall tap for a couple of drivers there. 97, 91, 91 back into the throttle. Jorgensen Jr., fastest lap of the race, 31.26. Yeah. Rick Kennedy Jr. back here, the 45 on the car, 79 on the paint scheme. Sorry, 79 on the relative, 45 on the paint here. Preferred number for that driver is what showed up in the league. 84, 97. Here's the 91. Glenn Campbell behind. Top 5, not bad. 14 of 100. 22 to the bottom. Nelson Rivera trying to get a few more spots here. This is one of those cars that you see a big effort when it comes to trying to keep yourself close enough to the car in front of you. Everybody's going to have a run. Everybody else is going to be trying to utilize that air. 22, a little bit dicey there. Not quite clean on the ride up, but we'll see what happens here. Donaldson dropping back a little. 89, 22, 22 clean up. Clear to the bottom if they wanted it. Right now, Nathan Little, 3/4 of a second to Anthony Calantoni here. Calantoni's just pushing the outside. That's our New York native. Have a little bit of a good run so far. Got a full second almost here. Wesley Donaldson still battles to the outside. There's Glenn Campbell, the 2386 I-rated driver. There's a battle overhead for these drivers. 91 still utilizing the outside lane. 97 drops his far left is the white car, the little Krispy Kreme paint scheme, but this little pack right here got to back it off the throttle. Calantoni way out front here, and you got to wonder if he's going to be trying to hold on to those tires a little longer. Jorgensen Jr. able to run some of the faster laps here. We'll see if he's going to try anything different. Eric Hyatt is coming out, is back out. Joe Hudson out as well. John Fowler looks to be out of the race, so or at least getting repairs. He looks like he stopped getting repairs, so he's going to be out of the race. Gatna is on pit road. Tony out front, and the rest of the field behind him. That's what it looks like behind there. Donaldson to the bottom. Nathan Little still working the high side here. Donaldson not quite clear. Oh, 89 to 44, duking it out right here. Down to the 88 of Jorgensen, and they're going to get a whole lot more happening here. Only about 10 laps on these tires. Gonna hold on to it. So now a lot of damage for the 89 of Maximus Molina. As the door kind of closed there. Man, oh man. Happening right here. They're coming out of the corner here. 44's there. 44 up into the 89 a little bit there. They just keep getting at it. That's what happened there. So, all right. Tony's going to be sitting out front here. Donaldson in second. Nathan Little back to third. We'll see if anybody's going to be able to keep the race line clean. 44 and the 25 side by side. 25 able to hold on to fifth here. Molina trying to travel back. This is where these race cars have a lot to improve on. 66 coming up pit road. Still significant nose damage happening there. 84 out front. 2-second lead. Wesley Donaldson. Then Nathan Little behind. Wall tap for a few drivers. You can lean on the right sides of these things. The composite bodies can take a beating. One thing you don't want to have is you don't want to do it too much. But we're seeing out of Wesley Donaldson there. Yep, out to the wall right there. You gotta be on the edge if you're gonna run the wall here around this track. You almost have to keep flirting with the distance on the wall, and you don't want to always run behind the driver and just directly right behind the driver as well. Because if you see right here, 97 is going to get up to the back bumper of the 91. Going to check up the 97. It's going to be right near the just kind of flirting with the wall right there. A great job for the 91 getting off the corner, but the 97 big run under the back straightaway. It's going to go side by side. It's going to draw the air right there from the 91. Again, the 97 is your pole sitter. It's going to slide up in front of the 91. Crossover is going to be happening. Big checkup, a little free for the 97. 91 to the back bumper. 22 of Nelson Rivera to the inside. In 3-point deficit here for the 22 of the 91. When it comes to points, this would be that chance. Nelson Rivera could work his way to the front. Going to pull the air back as they go. And remind everybody, ads are incoming on Twitch. So if you're out there watching on Twitch, just know that they're incoming. Rivera still trying to work. So is Nathan Little side by side. 91, little wall tap there. So I'm getting it into the corner. That outside lane still able to be fluctuating. I don't want to see what the dashboard says. We're seeing these drivers hit speeds of 190 miles an hour earlier, especially in the early going. 2.3 second lead, 25 laps in. Mark Jorgensen Jr. coming around. Still with some of that left side damage. Trying to close into Glenn Campbell here. 44. Wrapped up a little bit. He's fine. Jorgensen Jr. like he is going to be out of the race. He might have pulled the, I don't know if he disappeared or pulled the Alt F4 there. Unfortunate. 84.97. Nelson Rivera in third. As it would be. Little 2 1/4. See what Donaldson does here. He does have Nelson Rivera to the bottom side. This is where the high line is working for a defense here. Now the tires have really started to wear in, so everybody's going to be able to run a little bit better line. Tony's going to be out front. Nelson Rivera is faster than Wesley Donaldson a couple of laps ago, but now Nelson trying to work the bottom side as a 91 and a 22 go side by side, battle for third here. Little about a tenth faster than Tony the last couple of laps. Closed into 2.5 second to 2.2. We'll see if the outside lane will work for him. Tony's just going to go down and run the Nashville line. Don't like dropping below the white line. Because dropping below the white line gets you at risk of lifting the car up, and it goes to show that's just a little bit slower for Nathan Little that last time by. Carrying speed into the corner is very valuable, and right now the top four all 32.6s. 32.62 for your race leader, 32.64 for Little, 32.61 for Donaldson and Rivera, a 32.65. And we'll see if this is going to deflate. Little wall tap for the 97 there on corner exit. Tony just ran a 32.81. Donaldson 32.57. So the fastest driver out there right now inside the top five is going to be Wesley Donaldson. There's Joe Hudson. 49 is the fastest driver on the racetrack this last time by. 32.4s. Just crazy. 84, 2 1/4. That's your lead. Still maintaining. 32.77. Little still trying to pull a little bit here. But one thing I'm seeing from the 97 to the 91 right now, the 91 can get close. He's going to get a run on the 97. This is what the car should be when it comes to NASCAR, right? You should be able to get to the back bumper and be able to make move. And what I've been watching over of course, the last few weeks, 97 to the wall again. 91 is going to drive by him. 22 is going to be there. You get stuck. That's what I see. So 91 clears the 97. Rivera to the bottom side. Nelson Rivera still trying to work on the 91 here. Going to need to try to get to the outside of that 91. I don't think they have anything for it. But Tony just ran 32.89, so he is dropping off. Wall tap for the 84 there. He's losing some speed. 91 was doing similar things, and 22 just try to be consistent here. Top three working. To the bottom. 97 wall. He's going to float around Nelson Rivera. I wanted to show you this look here and how close they're getting to the wall. Might have a better camera here. Hold on. That's that one. There it is. That's wall tap for Little there. Wesley Donaldson. We'll take a look here. They're running feet off the wall, sometimes inches. Second lane for Wesley Donaldson. Oh, he hits the wall there. That was a wall. It'll be easier right here. And they are downshifting into the corner here. For Wesley Donaldson. Brent, how are you doing? Right front quarter panel right off the side. Second lane now trying to stay off of the corner. Nelson Rivera runs the second lane here. Down to the bottom again. Nelson downshifted. Tony still leads 2.2, 2.1 here. And there's the 97 of Nathan Little on the back bumper. Nathan trying to work his way back for it as well. 84 hits the wall. Back to Joe Hudson, 32.6 last time by. Hudson, your fastest driver on the racetrack right now. Carrying very well and carrying about a half second faster than the rest of the field. 32.74. So you got to keep your eye right here on this driver. He's been saving the tire just a little bit. He's catching Glenn Campbell. They have about 9 seconds for the race leader. So Joe Hudson with a good look here. Might be able to catch up here. See this time by what he's got going on. Yeah, he's about 3/10, 4/10 of a second faster than the drivers in front of him. You just got to catch Anthony Calantoni. Kennedy into pit road here. 39 of 100. See what Kennedy has going on. Donaldson under fire from the 22 again. These drivers about a second and a half now off of the 84. We start to approach the halfway mark. To the back straightaway. All three of these drivers almost in shot here. It's the 97, the 22. The two Fords inside the top five. Tony out front. Donaldson in second. Rivera's going to be in third. Nathan Little, Nick Jobs all inside the top five. You're going to a car show at Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, the Regent Mall on Saturday. Look like a good time, man. We're going to be, I don't know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing something, I'm sure. Hope you enjoy yourself. Car shows are fun. We have car shows called the Magic Dragon Car Show that happens several weekends out of the year. Plus, we have Bike Fest over here at the Lake of the Ozarks. It's pretty darn fantastic. 25 of Jobs trying to close in. There's Stevens right behind him. Stevens again in the 80 car has 12 on the relative on the timing tower. That's what you're going to be seeing there. 42 of 100, 80 to the bottom side. Joe Hudson in tow. Stevens getting around. Able to pass, makes the pass, does a decent job of doing it. It's just saving some tire. Right now, Hudson's still the fastest driver of the racetrack. Does have a set of tires. Can't run about 6 laps longer on fuel, but we'll see. Kennedy came off of pit road, came in, got the cycle, and maybe trying to go that entire 60 laps. Brent, you've been following for a hot minute, haven't you? 178 days, just over a year and time. Nice job. Congratulations on the follow age. Two days, man. 2 days. 2 days will be officially the 4th year of Signature Esports. And Campbell coming to pit road in the 44. Locks him up. Gets it down. 84.91 is going to be your front two. As Donaldson has closed in the distance here. Nathan Little and Nelson Rivera still working on each other here. 22 of Nelson Rivera still stuck on the bottom side. I know he's probably running his strategy here. This track wants to run the high side. You can get up there and get around. But right now, Stevens is catching. Hudson's catching as well. Hudson might be able to lead here for a little bit. Yeah, we'll cut off pit road. Sigmund, the 04 natural lap progression. 18.5 seconds. Something happened with Doug. He's good. He's fine. Be trying a fuel strategy here. We'll see. 84 to the back bumper. I'm sorry, the 91 to the back bumper to the 84. Rivera in third. No Canadians racing tonight. Nope, they're all from, every one of them from the U.S. No Canadians, no Australians tonight. Just all, they're all from North America. That's what I'll give them. Coming to pit road, 47 backing down the corner. The halfway mark is a good time to pit, but we'll see. There's a 91 to the outside. That is Kennedy coming around here. Glenn Campbell, another one of the drivers, going to be looking at the 5-lap fresher tires. Goes to pit road, getting his cycle. It's going to go a lap down. Little coming to pit road. It's a little early to be coming to pit road for a few of these drivers. I don't know if short pitting is going to be a good thing or not. We'll see. YouTube, Brent, thank you very much. Donaldson, Rivera, Calatoni's going to be in third. Harry Stevens, Joe Hudson, your top 5. Donaldson, half second to Rivera. Calatoni back to third. But the most laps. People say, enter the wall. He's just getting, he's right up there. He is flirting with it. That's for darn sure. Anthony, people to hold on to the lead for quite a while. Donaldson, long run race pace. Everybody's tapped the wall a little bit. Nelson Rivera's been trying to keep himself off of the wall and just keep himself in that second lane. I run in high in, low out on 2, and then I run the high line in 3 and 4. That's what I do. Or if I feel like the track is different in 1 and 2, I do the opposite. High lane around 1 and 2, and then high end, low out, in 3 and 4. Depends on where the track is. Depends on how the car feels. I mean, right about now is when these drivers are going to start thinking about where the tires are and what kind of line they're going to be. Nathan Little coming around. They're a little bit of extra time here. Not something that's not unmanageable. You know what I mean? Wilson still out front. 3/4 of a second down to 7/10. Rivera's going to be in second. Calatoni back to third. Joe Hudson in the 43, carrying a long run race pace. Has been able to work his way back forward. He's closed in 9 seconds to Donaldson and company. He's just done it through the natural progression. Joe Hudson doing a phenomenal job. Barry Stevens going to be behind him. Sigmund is going to be the last driver on the lead lap, but right behind him, far off, about 5 or 6 seconds, is going to be Wesley Donaldson. .48 laps to go this time by. We'll see just how long the driver's going to run. Who's going to be able to do what they've got. Right there's the 97, trying to work his way around. And would be naturally unlapping himself here. 40 seconds, the gap between he and Wesley Donaldson. 5 seconds back is the 25 from Little. They are separated by 3 laps on their, a lap on their pit cycle. Glenn Campbell came it on 43, 44. Right behind Jobs here. All right, 45 laps to go. Wesley Donaldson out front. We'll see when he's going to come to pit road. Nelson Rivera is going to be in second. We'll see if anybody wants to leapfrog each other. It'll be one of the things that I would say is a possibility. Yep. Nelson Rivera down on pit road. Can he get down? 45 miles an hour on pit road. That's the pit road speed. Donaldson out front. Calatoni's going to be in second. Joe Hudson closing in 5.5. He's closing in a second over the last 3 laps since we last spoke about him. Right now, trying to find his own pace. Stevenson on pit road. Rivera hitting the pit strategy here. We'll see if he's going to be able to leave or if he has to serve a penalty here. Rivera is serving a penalty. I think he was too fast entering. No bueno. 97 gets his lap back. 91. Try to carry. Now Wesley Donaldson. We have some drivers to work through with 43 laps to go. Rivera will be leaving in a moment. Long time to wait on pit road. Donaldson to pit road. Joe Hudson comes around. Yep. Rivera looks to be sitting. He'll be leaving pit road now. Joe Hudson, Nathan Little. Joe's coming out. Joe Hudson's going to lead this one and can do so for a few more laps. He was faster than the drivers in front of him, but he's going to come to pit road. So Nathan Little will be looking to extend here. It's going to be by himself, 5.5 back to he and Wesley Donaldson. And now 31.74, best lap of his race is at 31.40, so I think he is just trying to manage and maintain a gap. Glenn Campbell's in 4th. 2.7 back is going to be Wesley Donaldson, but Wesley Donaldson should be able to run 31s, 31.3s, 31.4s for a little bit. Joe Hudson again on pit road. We'll see what he's going to be doing. Tires and fuel. Sigmund Rivera both lap down now. Joe Hudson leaving pit road. Nathan Little coming around, has the 22 to the inside. Nelson Rivera will have a tire advantage here to try to get himself back to pit road again. Man, oh man. How unfortunate. $25, 5.5 back. Donaldson has a 12-second deficit to make up over the next 40 laps. Not impossible. 97 into the wall. Especially if Little keeps getting into the wall. If he keeps getting up into that right side, it'll be an issue. Kennedy with some right side damage as well. Right front damage for that car. Last lap, 32.3. It's about 6/10 of a second difference, and he still gets into the wall. 25 closes in the gap a little bit here as well. Glenn Campbell, 44, working on his. He's about a 1.5 seconds back for he and Wesley Donaldson. Nelson Rivera coming back off pit road. 57 took a full fuel cycle. It's going to be 3 laps down. Doug Sigmund in the 01 came in on 53. We'll be trying to work towards Nathan Little, as these drivers will be most naturally progressing. 97 to the bottom side of the 45 or the 79. Natural lap there, I do believe, for Kennedy. Came in on lap 38. $31.75 for Joe Hudson. That's his fastest lap of the race. Wesley Donaldson now 10 seconds back from Nathan Little. Just have to manage and save a gap. as the laps wear on, should be able to work his way forward. I don't think he'll have to do too much here. Glenn Campbell in front. This is a pass for third. 37 laps to go. This is not an insurmountable race to overcome. Not at all. A 144, 44 will drop to the low line here. I think Glenn was looking behind him, thinking that the 91 was going to go to the outside, and he dropped in, and that's pretty much what you see. 91 takes over third. Kellen Tony's going to be trying to close in some of the gap as well. He keep it on 56. Possibly a top 3 night for both of those drivers. We'll see. 35 to go. I'm hydrate. Be right back. How do you really do there? But look ahead. 10-lap fresher tires for, 11-lap fresher tires for Wesley Donaldson. Came in lap 57. Nick came in on lap 46. Luke Tony's going to be playing catch-up here as well. And as the 25 on the side. So 84 working on it. Nelson goes back to ninth. Glenn Campbell on pit road. He is getting the car worked on. He had a loose situation there we watched, and I tried to go back and find the segment, but it only splits between Glenn and Joe Hudson there for a little bit. So we'll see. Joe Hudson inside the top 5. Came out on lap 58. Has the freshest tires of any driver out there next to, well, Glenn sitting on pit road. And that would be it. 97 on the wall again. Wesley Donaldson, all he has to do is just run a clean race right now, and within the next 3 laps, it will be to the back bumper of the 97. I say 3 laps, maybe a little bit more than that, but pretty darn close. Tires, the centrifuge here, and that wall, running the wall is amazing. It really is, but when you get yourself on that wall mentality, especially on older tires, you got to keep yourself out of it. You got to not do that on corner exit. And Wesley Donaldson with an earshot. Lap time for him, 32.17, 7/10 of a second faster. Actually, almost exactly 3/4 of a second faster than Nathan Little. Here's the last 5 lap times, bottom of your screen. This time by it'll be a little different. 6/10, 6/10, 6/10, almost 3/4 of a second, then 6/10. See this time. .610. 25 laps to go here. RacingDiecast.com. Sim 500 presents this series, and Sim 500 has the regular series. I believe it's on Mondays. We call this one on Thursdays. Would be a part of this series? I encourage you to get out there and do so. They have a few races left in this series, and I encourage you to get out there and be a part of it by going to sim500.com. Sign up and get out there and run these Cup cars. 24 laps to go. And Wesley Donaldson, I said, with about 2 or 3 laps, well, Wesley Donaldson's making me more accurate than I thought I was going to be. Tony did get around Nick Jobs here. Jobs is going to be right here, right here. Drop it back a little bit. Joe Hudson still looking for a top 4 night. Hudson in the 49 working on it. Nathan Little, they have very little he can do here with just the difference in tires, but right now the 22 trying to get his lap back as well. 22 helping with Wesley Donaldson pulling it around. 22 to the bottom side. I think Nelson had one of the faster cars here. He tried to short pit himself there just by a lap to be able to come to pit road, and then just took a penalty there. It was unfortunate for him. 97 up high. Wesley Donaldson will work the high side, half second, and will be 22 to go. Rivera to the bottom side, 97 up on the high side. Rivera only 2 laps down now. We'll see maybe a change for the lead. Most laps led will go to, I believe, Nathan Little. I think that'll be in the bag. Into the wall he goes. 91, 97, free for the 97. 91 back to the outside. And just like that, new leader. Multi-groove racetrack, and we'll see if Little can battle back here, but I think he's just going to be a little free off into the wake there. You saw the car get free. Nathan Little's car got a little bit free right there in the wake of the 91. See if he can try to do anything here to track him down. Calatoni does have fresher tires as well. We'll see if that'll play a difference over the next 20 laps, because possibilities are endless. There's still a lot of racing left, and Nathan Little, who is in the wall again here, led a ton of laps. We're going to see who's going to be able to lead the most. I think he's got it. I think Nathan Little's got most laps led. No, sorry, Calatoni. That should be close to most laps led. Yeah. If everything's split up correctly. If my math does serve me correctly, it'll be between Donaldson and Cantoni. I don't know who's going to do it. Little led a good stint right there. We'll have to figure it out. For 6 laps, we're led by Nathan Little. Then with the caution that Cantoni jumped out front. Now Wesley Donaldson out front for the final segment here. And Donaldson had the lead at the middle of that stage. We'll see. We'll see who does what. Tony trying to catch up to Nathan Little. And is actually faster than your race leader right now. Well, that last time by he was not. This time he's actually closing in. His relative is closing in just a little bit, but that might be too little too late for that one. For second, though, different story. But a half second faster than Nathan Little right now as Little continues to try to run the outside lane. Donaldson going for his 3rd win on the series with us over here. What I see with Nelson Rivera, he will have tied. They'll have the tied. Into the wall again. Nelson battles back to 8th. Still 2 laps down. Wesley Donaldson still on the high side here. Second the margin. Cantoni dropping off a little bit here now as well. So Joe Hudson 9.5 back from your race leader. But from Cantoni and Nathan Little, not too bad. Not too bad. But the last driver on the lead lap right now is going to be Barry Stevens. First driver off the lead lap is going to be Robert Kennedy. Or not Robert. Sorry, I've been watching too many politics. Rick Kennedy Jr. here. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Rick Kennedy Jr. Then there's Doug Sigmund here. Nelson, first driver out there. Multiple laps down. Right in front of Wesley Donaldson. That'd be something that Nelson could figure out here as well. Is, you know, you only have a slight advantage on tires. What do? You had to come back in on 57. He was going to come in a lap earlier. Came back in on lap 57. He had a penalty when he came to pit road on his pit lap on lap 56, which put him a couple laps down. So it's only 2 laps down. That's not too bad. Nathan Little. Battle for second right here. 13 laps to go. 97 under the wall. Little just keeps getting into that wall right there. Right now, Little's last lap at 33.32. So Cantoni goes back to second here. Pit strategy was everything here today. Joe Hudson came in on 58. He's got about 13 laps to try to close in to Nathan Little here. As the battle for second still not done with here. Cantoni now pulling away. Little back to third. Joe Hudson. Can he get third? That'll be the ultimate question here. Next Generation Cup cars bringing in the heat, right? Wesley Donaldson behind. He's got somebody to chase. I think that's what we're seeing on this one. Nelson just trying to finish the laps here. 3 Jobs on pit road. 6 drivers retired already. 7th on pit road, maybe working on the car, not quite sure. Folks, I want you to get out of here and join this league. They want them to have more drivers to have a bigger field for the calls on Thursdays. Could be some good racing. Wesley up wall tap right there. Joe Hudson, 4/10 of a second faster than Nathan Little last time by, 6.6 second difference here. Here's the lap times for the drivers. 10 laps to go. It's 9 this time by. 5 drivers on the lead lap. Hudson trying. About 6 seconds. I don't know that he's going to have enough time, but you know, it is a valiant effort. 8 laps to go. Wesley Donaldson crossing the start-finish line here. Pulls away just about 3/10 of a second each lap. No Forrest Sigmund goes 2 laps down. Rivera need another lap or 2 here. Calatoni actually closed in a little bit there. Nathan Little dropping a little each lap. Hudson closing in a little each lap. Barry Stevens dropping a little each lap. Stevens to Kennedy. Kennedy is 2 laps not registered, so Rick Kennedy. Yeah. I don't know why his laps didn't register. I don't know. I don't. Maybe they were exact. There's the 04. Rivera closes in a whole second at a time over Mr. Kennedy, who came in on 38. So he was trying something different there. But I go on the short stint and maybe thinking about a 2-peat. Maybe thinking there was going to be another caution there. Not quite sure. Maybe he had to make an adjustment. You never know. You never know. Sigmund's 2 laps down. Rivera to Kennedy, 30 seconds. But they're going to be 6 laps to go. Joe Hudson closes it within 4 seconds of Nathan Little here. His 11 lap pressure tires. Needs to go a second a lap faster to be able to catch or a change of position. So Wesley Donaldson with 5 laps to go. Pretty much what Wesley does. Himself onto the back straightaway here. It's going to be in tow of Nelson Rivera. So Nelson is on the same lap tires as Wesley Donaldson here. Let's give it on a 57. Nelson was able to pull ahead. But left on 57, so Nelson was able to pull ahead and stick with it there. It was his lap 57, so he's kind of running the same segment here. So this is a good choice of what's happening. Before to go, it'll be 3 this time by. 91 up near the wall. Joe Hudson still trying to track down Nathan Little, who's going to be right in front of him, 3.2 seconds. It is 4 laps to go. Hudson might have an opportunity here, 7/10 of a second difference there. Wesley Donaldson just ran a 32.9. Nelson Rivera ran a 32.86. He's utilizing a natural line here, back straightaway with 3 laps to go. Joe Hudson on a different strategy here. Led some laps himself. Be able to back straightaway, trying to close into Little here. 2.8, 2.9. 2 to go here. 7 3/4 second to Anthony Calatoni's going to be in second here, right where he started. Wesley Donaldson, the back straightaway with 2 laps to go. Joe Hudson is settling with 2.9. He was closing in, man. I tell you what, a little race line for him. Wesley Donaldson, though, out of 3 and 4, wall tap for him. Final lap, white flag waves. Sim 500 series has to go Racing Diecast Cup series. Coming to a closure on Kansas for week 11. 2 races left of the season. I know we're going to have a special event coming up at some point we're going to have to take care of as well. And yeah, Donaldson's going to win it here. Tony's going to be in second. Nathan Little should come home third. I think there's enough time left here in the final corner. He'll coast. Donaldson wins. Little, Hudson, Stevens. Joe Hudson did a great job, up 10 spots. Your biggest move of the race, Barry Stevens, last driver on the lead lap. It's going to carry out and continue. That'll be the tail end of it. That'll be it. As 91 to come around to celebrate. Here's your race results. Donaldson, Calantoni, Nathan Little, Hudson Stevens, your top 5. Sigmund, Kennedy, Rivera, Jobs. Turn that down. And Campbell, going to be your top 10. Molina, Jorgensen, Hyatt, Fowler, Gatton. A couple of drivers taken out in that first caution. It was unfortunate circumstances there. It'd been great to see if who had the pace and who had the long run race pace for it. Those are things I like to see. You know, when you get 3 or 4 drivers knocked out in the first round or in the first caution, it just takes away from it. You know what I mean? So, I want to make sure that their driver number shows up there. And he blew it up. From Peoria, Illinois. And we're going to talk to him. He gets another victory, ties for the most wins on the series, and he's going to come in out here. Just needed to run cleanly. That's all I saw. Wes, talk to me about it, man.
Yeah, that was kind of what you'd expect. A lot of long runs in these races, it seems. Man, I think if Nelson didn't speed, he was going to be really tough there. So from my end, obviously I'm happy he sped. It made the rest of my race a lot easier, but it'd have been a fun battle if that didn't happen. But yeah, just kept the right front on it and just tried to take my time and ended up front.
A handful of drivers involved in the first incident out there as well. There was some drivers that was kind of just taken out of contention. Key to your keys, what you would think are keys to Kansas for those who are out there watching.
I mean, it was different than the last time we ran here. Last fall, whenever we ran, when you were broadcasting, big thing was like running the bottom and saving tires. But it seems like now it's you can kind of go whatever lane you want to. I know a lot of guys were shifting in that first run, and I did it a little bit, but I tried to avoid it up until later in the run once it really seemed like it was bogged down. So for me, that was the big thing, was just, not shifting too early, and then really just waiting till that front end was rotated and kind of pointing down on the exit of the corner before I fully got back into the throttle. But yeah, that was what kept the right front on it.
They need to get rid of the 5th gear.
Yeah, yeah.
Fix the horsepower, remap the transmissions, and just get rid of the 5th gear. I'm saying that for NASCAR, and I'm saying it for iRacing. It just needs to go.
Yeah, and I think it's worse now that they mandated these like NASCAR gearing rules into all these. Like I said, I don't think last year when we ran this we were shifting at all. So I think it was like you technically could, but it didn't really help you much. But now it was noticeable late in the run. You kind of had to, because you were just so bogged down on exit.
Yeah, we've been spotting for a few drivers out there. I've been watching this track. This is my favorite track, and the trucks and the Xfinity cars, such a blast to run. And this track can be fun to run in everything, but just everything that I'm hearing everything that I'm watching, and I'm hearing, and I'm seeing, makes me dislike the Cup car here more so than any other track. Of course, this being my favorite track, I should love it here. But um, I think you guys just need like the horsepower, the torque, being able to run where you want. I love being able that you guys are able to run where you want. But the car should never slow down that much. I mean, we're talking 2.5 second fall off for some drivers, 2 second draw, second and a half to 2 seconds, depending on where you're running, if you're in a draft or not. But um, this car was, you guys are fast. Don't get me wrong, you guys are fast. You guys made it look good, of course. But I want you guys to have like, I don't know, more.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, definitely.
Like you need 100 more horsepower, one less gear,
Be sliding
and
around a little bit.
a fatter tire,
Mm-hmm.
thicker tire, not wider. Wider is not better in this case, guys. It is definitely not. It needs to just you guys just need this car needs something. And but you know what? It's all good. You guys got your schedule in and got this one in. But third one on the season, man. Congratulations. You still lead points. So I know that if whether or not that matters to you guys, it matters to me. So I'm gonna keep track of it. We weren't able to call the race last week. I was not missing this race. It's Kansas. I don't care how many people you had here. It was happening. It was for darn sure. But give shout outs, man. Get a victory.
Yeah, just want to say thanks to everybody here at Sim 500. Everybody who helps puts this on, Joey, all the other admins. Thanks to Charles at Go Racing Diecast. Check out his website if you're looking for a diecast. And then check out my Instagram page, my Facebook, WBD Diecast, if you're looking for a custom diecast. You can use code signature and get, I think it's 25% off and free shipping through Goat Racing Diecast. Send that diecast over to me. We can customize it and everything. Yeah. And thanks to you for broadcasting. And last, you can't really see it. There's a little logo. I meant to run a special car tonight, but my local minor league hockey team just won their championship in the Southern Professional Hockey League. I was gonna
Nice.
run a Peoria Riverman car, but there's a little logo right there on the name rail. So shout out to that too.
That's awesome. I grew up in Effingham, so I know that hockey team.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, Wes. Much love, man. We'll
Yep.
we'll see you guys next week.
See you then.
That's Mr. Donaldson gets his third win of the season. This guy was super fast, super. I'm gonna start calling you. Not only are you fast, but tonight you were just as furious. Anthony, tell me about your race, man. What'd you need besides Wesley to wreck?
Guess the different driver behind the wheel. Kind of disappointed.
You did well.
But
I wouldn't be
yeah,
disappointed.
yeah,
You did good.
yeah. No, we did well. But just running how I did the first half, then just completely falling apart. But hey, that's why they call it racing.
Hey, you led the most laps. You beat him there. 37 laps led. The fall off on these cars when it happens, it was like a parachute. And Wesley I was talking to Wesley about it because I want so much from iRacing. It's unreal, right? You guys do too. You guys want cars you could drive and be competitive with. I want cars you guys can drive and be competitive with that allow you guys to be close and just have that race advantage. As soon as they fell off, it just seemed like that car just went to total dog snot. Tell me about it. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was hooked up, rolling the top there, and I don't know what was it about maybe 40, 45. It it just stopped turning. That it was that quick. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the fall off. But and I didn't even think I was driving it that hard to burn the right front off, and I was just I almost knocked the wall down off there too, and I was just like, "Oh, I think we're in trouble here." And then Wesley caught me and flew past me.
One of the things that I saw in this car was, I mean, this car is supposed to be able to rip that wall, right? And that's one of the gifts of this car. One of the gifts of this track as well, and similar tracks like it, like Texas and Charlotte, being able to be up there and be near the wall. Las Vegas is another one. Um, there's a certain mile and a half tracks that really showcase the speed of this track and being able to go 194 up near the wall. Um, Wes was talking about having a downshift late in the run. Um, is is that do you think the gear is necessary? I guess that's my question. The
I think
extra
they
one.
need, yeah, I think they need to change the gear so that we don't shift, keep it in fifth the whole time. But I mean, yeah, he's right about the shifting, because the fall off was, as soon as you realized that fall off, you had to shift because it was so bogged down because you had no rubber basically on the front tires. You need that extra oomph to get off the corner.
Be able to be able to turn. I mean, because stock cars drive under power, or they turn under power. Sorry, they drive under. Of course, everything drives under power. It turns under power, and that's one of the things that folks don't realize is that the moment you touch your brake, you lose all your steering. Right? Um, you have to you basically turn into the corner, brake as you're turning into the corner to set your corner, and then throttle off if you needed to on most on the older generation cars. Now you're using your throttle, having to lift, and kind of just using your gear selection. And these cars turn under power. And the moment that you lose that power or bog down, it basically drags that splitter, especially with the tire tread going down. And this is what the sim racing world is looking like, folks. If you watch NASCAR, it's a little bit different, but because they have real, real physics involved, and we have simulation NASCAR physics. Um, but the car just, it looked like it was just, I don't know. It's like you threw a sack of potatoes out the back and you just kept dropping one and dropping one, and eventually it would, it wouldn't get that corner. So that's what
Yep,
it looked like.
spot on.
I know this track and I'd like this car. I just would love to like it more. That's my thing.
I I wish I could like this car more.
It has all the potential in the world. It's got terrible gearing, and it's got I mean, if they're complaining about it in NASCAR, and we're trying to say, hey, don't give us that. Let's do something different here. I would want that for you guys.
I would like to see 800 horses back.
Yeah, I
I think
know.
that would help the gear situation.
It would. It would. It would. It's fine to. I guess it's fine to have 5 gears. It's just. I mean, you need the car to be able to handle 5 gears, because I mean you're doing so much damage to the engine. Even so, having to downshift as much, the way you're putting more wear on the sequential gearboxes, which are not great by any means. They're not meant to last. Of course, these engines aren't meant to last more than 2 to 3 races anyway, but because of the amount of compression and everything that's being put on it in NASCAR, but also, if that was in the simulation world. But in a race, if you guys have to downshift that much, if you're running, 150, 200 laps, and you're having to do that over and over again, by about that third or fourth pit stop, you're having issues with that engine.
Absolutely.
I'm talking semantics here. Anthony, get a P2 finish. Still nothing wrong with that.
You're absolutely right. I just want to thank Talking Giants for being on the car. Sim 500 Mafia team, you for the broadcast, and make sure you check out Talking Giants' latest podcast episodes. They did a great job covering the draft, and they have some really good coverage of all the draft selections that the Giants did. So make sure you turn into them on Facebook, Instagram. I guess I should say X, Twitter, whatever it is now. Bird, I don't know. Um, so make sure you give them all a follow and say them hello.
That's exactly right. Well, I mean, I still call it Twitter. You know how many times I screw that up? I can still go to twitter.com/@RealSigEsports and still get there, right? They didn't just like completely convert it. Might as well call them.
I used to call it something, I don't know, like Twitter, Bird. I don't know. I never called it Twitter.
So I didn't have a Twitter account until like a year ago. Um,
I never had one until they made me make one.
right. Well, I mean, I never. Okay, I know I'm getting ready to. We're gonna get to little here in just a second. I've never had. I never had a Twitter account because I thought it was just. Eh. It was just like, it's a bunch of people complaining. It's a bunch of people. It was never like what I thought Instagram and Facebook was, and then all of a sudden, um, it got changed, and people were like, hey, you should have a Twitter account because you can grow your social media with your streaming and broadcasting with it. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll get one. And I get one, and I'm like, oh, I can live stream to this thing. That's what makes it worth it to me. So that's why I have it. Outside of that, I don't pay attention. Anthony, much love, man. Congratulations. P2 finish. Nothing wrong with it. You led the most laps. You can go rub that in Wesley's face.
Thank you.
All right.
And we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. It's I'll throw him down there with all those guys. I like talking. I do like talking. Speaking of which, we're going to talk to Nathan Little. Is going to finish third here. Led. How many laps did you? I had that just pulled up. I do apologize about that. You led 29 laps. Started on pole. Walk me through this one. What happened to the car? I mean, you pitted earlier, of course, 10 laps earlier, but I was talking to the other guys. It seemed like when the car fell off, it fell off, and it fell off really hard, and probably not enough to be able to try to maintain what I thought you were going to be able to maintain. I was like, he's got a big enough lead. He might be able to pull this one off.
Well, I mean, this was my second race ever in this car, and that was actually my first lap on track was in qualifying, so that was a surprise. But this car is a different animal than any car I ever drove. My goodness, you hit around 30 laps, 35 laps, and it falls off a cliff. And if it wasn't for the wall, I don't think I'd have finished third. I beat the wall up all night.
Well, I was noticing that when I mean, you had such a great line, and I talk about what I call it the Larson line. I mean, everybody knows that Kyle Larson will put it up next to the wall, and a lot of drivers now in NASCAR, that's what they do. But it's coined by Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson, and for the most part, what you're seeing with the Gen 6 car getting into the next gen car, the race line just it seemed like it wanted to be there. It seemed like it could be there, and then all of a sudden it wasn't there.
Yeah, actually, the weather kind of bothered me a little bit. The shadows on the track, my reference points were a little different than what I ran all week, and so and heck, I didn't even know they were shifting until the second run, and then I started kind of catching on. So it was a blast out there the night, though. I'll be honest, these guys are awesome.
You held on, and I thought for a moment, because I was like, 10 laps is by the time the wear comes around. 10 laps would be fine. And all of a sudden it went from, and I know that you hit the wall a couple of times, but it I don't know. This one, it blows my mind. This track blows my mind. It really does.
Well, I've always said this track was broken. Right now it's the best it's been as far as what I've drove. This car is, the shifting stuff is different. It's a whole new thing, but I'm telling you, these guys, they're a lot better than I am. So I got a lot to catching up to do. But it was a blast being back with these guys. I'm not running with them in 5 years, so awesome to be back with them.
I'm glad that you're back, because now I get to call you for a couple more races this season, at least on Thursdays, of course. But one of the biggest takeaways that I have I love this track. This is it's what I consider my local mile-and-a-half track. We have worldwide. I live in Missouri, so we have worldwide, and then Kansas, of course. But I love this track. I think this track's an amazing track. I think it runs well. I think the car needs some work. But it's kind of just my opinion on that subject. And you guys look like you had a little bit of fun tonight. I think that's the big takeaway. Was it a learning experience? Did you have fun?
I had a blast. I mean, I know we put on a good show though, around 30 to 40 laps. We were me and Nelson and Wes, we were just changing positions left and right, and I was getting loose off the corner, and it's fun to drive, but you have to drive it totally different than any other car that we've ever drove on here. So,
oh yeah, from the car tomorrow up until this, I remember back when this thing first really kicked up, right before they became iRacing, and this whole thing was just, it was a whole different animal. And now I miss some things about about the old days, but I'm learning to regroup and refocus for everybody else, to give you guys kind of to have better insight on what you guys are having to deal with. So, that's kind of my philosophy and focus with it. But Nate, congratulations, or Nathan, sorry. My best friend's name is Nathan, and I call him Nate. So, but Nathan, congratulations to P3, man. It's your time. Give yourself some shout outs.
I just wanted to thank everybody for running a clean race. These guys, I've ran with them a long time. They're awesome. It's got a buddy watching. We're trying to get back into our racing, and hope to see you guys out next week. Again, we'll try to go after them next week at Darlington.
Right. That's 3 Darlingtons next week that I'm calling. I know it's the race next week, but it's 3. That's going to be a great week. I like Darlington. Of course, we called Worldwide this week, and now Kansas again. So I have some great time.
Appreciate you.
You too. That's Nathan Little. He's going to be home. He's going to be on that P3 spot, and what a great time. These guys do great. And I love this league. I love all the leagues that we run with. Wesley Donaldson from Peoria, Illinois gets the victory here today. Thank you to Goat Racing Diecast. Wes hit on it. Go to goatracingdiecast.com. Make sure you check out what Charles has. Wes does make custom diecasts. You can check him out as well. And folks, I can always appreciate you. You guys are fantastic. And I thank you very much for being out there. As always, be good, be safe, be kind. Budgie, much love to you. Thank you for being out there, dear. My number one. You are the number one on the gifted. Thank you very much for the week. I'm figuring Twitch out. I really am. That's the way it is. All right, folks, you haven't done so, reach up, hit that like, follow, subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one, okay?